Howdy, 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 my beautiful Cancer. How are you doing today, darling? My name is SimplyVelca, and we're going to be getting into your weekly tarot reading, Cancer, for the end of March, going into April 2023, darling. So, if you do enjoy this tarot reading, check out my other Zodiac tarot reading videos for your sun, moon, and your rising. That's how you make these general tarot readings work out for you, is by catering the energy to your astrological chart. All right, Cancer, and beware about fake accounts of me. The only place that I do my tarot readings is one-on-one through my website, SimplyVelca.com. Don't get scammed, darling. All right. And so I have your currently right now, Cancer, I have your Celtic cross laid out here. So we can get into your tarot reading. There's a lot of beautiful positive messages here. I see some major transformations here internally for you, but as well as externally due to what's been going on for you internally there, Cancer. So beautiful messages, but let's get into your overall energy this week, which is the empty well. Time to replenish, Cancer. And it's very fitting for your life right now, I feel, because to me, Cancer, I see your story currently in this place of where I feel like you've kind of watched life go by a little bit. You've been in this healing period, you kind of like, I felt like on some level you gave so much of yourself to your dreams, to people in your life, that you were kind of just running dry. And so for a long time, Cancer, I feel like you were kind of laying low. Maybe you're on the watching a little bit more Netflix than usual. Maybe you're a little bit more lax on your habits, your routine. Cancer, it's not a bad thing, but you overall just took a moment to be very present with yourself. I really want to applaud you for that, Cancer. And just because you feel bad about taking that time off, it was the most productive thing that you could do at the time, even if you are feeling unproductive, because of what you were able to create afterwards, because there's something different with you energetically, and the world is responding very differently to that. And how do I know this? It's through your Celtic cross, darling. So stay along with me and I'll unpack everything about how you really continue on with this momentum. In your current situation, Cancer, you have the Eight of Swords coming in here. All right. Now, this Eight of Swords is calling you out right now, Cancer. You've been having some imposter syndrome. I always say the Eight of Swords is kind of like the card of dysmorphia. What this person sees in the mirror is not reality to them. All right. And so it's like all those internal restrictions that you have on yourself, where you say to yourself, Cancer, where you're not enough weight or low enough of a weight, you're not attractive enough, you're not interesting enough. Like, it's just like that inner monologue for you, Cancer, that has been really holding you back. And then in your challenge position is the Ten of Cups. And so the reason why you've been having a little bit of a struggle with your inner monologue is because of like your family, or because of like your friends, and like this could have been like in your current situation right now, Cancer, or it could have been people in your past that you have trusted, that did some damage to you internally. And I feel like you're starting to see like how deep that damage actually went. The reason, I don't know if I'm just alone in this, Cancer, but it always made me roll my eyes when someone is just like, oh, let's talk about your childhood, or blaming a bunch of childhood trauma on things. But for like, I really kind of see this as where, like, you didn't realize like how deep rooted some type of trauma has happened. And I kind of do feel like it's relevant for you due to the childhood aspect with those two children. So to me, I see this as either like a pattern of unfortunate friendships that you've had in your life, of where maybe perhaps you felt like the third wheel, or only like useful or valuable to these people when you were offering something to them, or maybe in the fact of like family, and dealing with all the issues that we all know, I'm sure, darling, how family can mess us up when we're kids, right? And so you've been doing a lot of personal work on yourself, Cancer, to break that image. All right. Your focused position right now is the Emperor. So you're trying to get into this place of being very empowered. All right. I'll just tell you right off the bat right now, the zodiac signs that I see here. The Emperor is associated with the Aries, and then the Sun card has some very strong, just overall fire energy to it, darling. But I kind of see the Sun as like some significance towards like a Leo aspect. So Maybe that's relevant in your story here, or you just have that in your chart. But overall, for you, Cancer, like you're in this place of you're actively going to a path of independence here. It starts out with having a conversation with yourself, Cancer, of, acknowledging like the insecurities, right? You kind of have to call something out into the open, even if it's just to yourself, to know, to then work on the problem. If you know you've gained some weight, right? Sometimes people avoid looking at the weight scale because they're like, oh, I just don't want to see. But in order for you to truly be committed to a change in your life, should you want to lose weight or gain weight, is you have to step on the scale to know where it is that what it is that you're working with currently, right? And to develop a plan from that point forward. And so for you, Cancer, you're already very self-aware about the personal work that you need to do. I feel like you had to hit like an empty well for you to realize and have that honest conversation with yourself of being like, all right, I got to do some work on myself here. In your recent past here, you have the Three of Wands, so for you, I feel like you've had to watch certain opportunities go by that you, at this point in time, I feel like you regret. I feel like there's some type of, like the corniness that some people do, Cancer, where they're just like, oh, I have no regrets from my past because it's made me who I am. Girl, bye. And get out and get away with that PG answer. I see this Three of Wands as like there are certain things that you wish you said yes to that you instead said no to, or vice versa. There's certain things in your past that you wish that you could see in your life of where your self-image of yourself really held you back from being able to have a lot of fun in your life. And just in general, like I feel like your life could have been very different if you didn't allow something internally to stop you from doing something externally. Possibilities for you, Ten of Wands. All right, Cancer. So I like this actually in this sense here, because you can see the Ten of Wands, Cancer, as like the ending of a long journey. So it's like this person has gathered so much in their journey here, and they're just about to be coming home. When you have like those those times when you have to pick up all the big stuff at the grocery store, your spices, the big stuff that you don't always have to get, that takes longer to run out of. And then you have to, after that long grocery trip and several $100s later, you have all these groceries in the car, and then you have to go home and bring it all in, right? And I feel like for you, Cancer, it's like you've been in this process of bringing it all in. It's like you've done inventory on yourself. You realize what it is. You've acknowledged the problem. You know what you need to be doing, and you've been doing the work. And now I feel like it's a point of like just bringing it on home. This makes me think of like someone that has like had to walk away from a lot in their life, let go of people, let go of situations. They've done a lot of personal work, but then it's like their life, there's still like in this sense for you, Cancer, of going all the way, like the full commitment. It's like you can acknowledge how you outgrown people in your life, and maybe you start practicing some hardcore boundaries with them, Cancer. Maybe you even stop talking to certain family members. But I feel like there's like this next step that would be the full commitment of like, for example, living in your own place, moving, or just, I don't know. There's like this one final step that I feel like you have to take, Cancer. In your near future, you have the Eight of Cups here, right? Walking away from the situation here. I feel like you've been walking away from quite a lot. I don't think we need to really unpack that card in that position too deeply here, because I feel like we already have kind of covered it, Cancer. I could be wrong, darling, but I feel like it's been said. Now, in your power position, Cancer, you have the Ace of Cups. So even, it's kind of funny actually, because this Ace of Cups represents the very opposite of the empty well, where the Ace of Cups is like self-sustaining, always overflowing, right? Whereas the empty well, it's empty, right? And so in your power position here, to have this Ace of Cups, the best thing that I can really express with this here, Cancer, is that you are always going to, like, for risk of sounding like I'm just trying to give y'all a big head, Cancer, I feel as if like you guys, at the end of the day, like you will be able to leave this earth and feel good about your morals, where you stand, and what it is that you were able to create in this life here. And so, Cancer, the main thing I want to be saying for you in this moment here is that there's a lot of potential for you currently. A lot of potential here for you currently here. And you feel it as well. You know, I see you already taking a lot of like actions that already you've been intuitively feeling inside here. But there is like this next step that I feel like you guys are about to be going on, Cancer, that kind of takes things to the next level. Now, in your environments, you have the Sun card here, as well as the Two of Wands in your hopes and fears, Cancer. All right. And so what I can be telling you right now, in your current environment, there's a lot of really good things here for you, Cancer. I really do see traveling sometime this year for you. All right. Now, I know right now you might be looking at yourself, Cancer, and be like, well, girl, like, how can I afford traveling? You see traveling? I bet, watch. It better be just to the gas station or something, right? No, like, I feel like that where the traveling comes in at is like, like, it's like I'm being shown like dominoes for this. Here, not the pizza, but like, you know, so it's like something, but like after each domino, it's like a little bit bigger. And so, I see something just like very much so like, I don't want to say it all happened so fast for you, but it's like a progressive thing that like builds up to such a point for you, Cancer, that then puts forth some type of travel for some of you. But also the Two of Wands can represent like a, you know, like a contract of sorts, Cancer. So be very diligent right now in what it is that you're currently doing, because I feel like the dominoes have already started for you here. And just know, I feel like sometime during this summer, I feel very much so strong summer vibes here, Cancer, not only just because of the sun, but the Emperor, that Mars, and you know, like I feel like sometime during the summer for you, you're really going to be noticing the domino effect if you aren't already feeling it right now. It's like by summertime, I feel like something really big is going to be happening. I don't feel like you travel during the summertime. You know, I don't feel like you travel during the summertime, but I feel like the plans start, the momentum really starts in the summertime, where things really feel clear for you in 2023 from that point forward. In your future outcome position, should you follow this path right now, Cancer, you have the King of Cups. All right. Really positive card here. You know, this is a card of being able to just being able to breathe, ultimately, Cancer, being able to be really in tune with yourself. The King of Cups is someone who's very emotionally calm, who is very in tune with themselves because they've done the personal work here, Cancer. So while right now you might be consuming this tarot reading and feeling a little bit anxious about life, how things are going to be going, and, you know, everything that you've been currently juggling with and doing the personal work and all that, Cancer, I can promise you that this is, you know, the best is yet to come for you. You know, summertime is really going to kickstart things for you, Cancer, and then from that point forward you're going to just be in this easy breezy state of the King of Cups. Also something to point out with the King of Cups is that it's usually depicted with a boat of some kind as well, so another card kind of signifying travel, you know. And then the Two of Wands, you know, I don't think I ever pointed it out. You'll see if you tab over, you know, you'll see like the little vehicle there, if I can showcase it there. Yeah, right in the corner. And then even in the Eight of Cups as well, Cancer, that's a card of movement, you know. And then the Ten of Wands, movement, you know. Three of Wands, planning on the move, you know. So this is how many cards, Cancer? This is 5 different tarot cards with strong symbology of movement, travel, destinations there, Cancer. So if you don't believe me, all right, your tarot cards all have this, representing even the Emperor card. If you look at it, it's the person holding a chess piece on where to go next, right? So I hope that makes sense for you, Cancer. Let's get into your oracle reading for today before I let you go here. You have the Goose card that came out first of all. This card says, take time to rest and recuperate rather than continue your striving, Cancer. All right. Taking some time to rest and recuperate rather than continue your striving there. I feel like you've been doing the resting and the recuperating. If you haven't, Cancer, then I'm going to chastise you on that, because I feel like your mental health is directly correlated with like how rested you are. If you are the Cancer that has still been running on empty fumes, you need to find a way to fill up your cup again. All right. Your moon oracle card is the first quarter moon in Pisces. And this is for you, Cancer, obviously. Honoring your feelings here. All right, honoring your feelings. And so, I mean, yeah, Cancer, this is a little, I see the similarities between yours and Scorpio's reading in the sense of getting out of your head a little bit there, Cancer. But, like, again, I really have such a strong feeling about summertime for you, about like, if you continue doing the work that you have been doing right now, you're going to be seeing something major by the summertime that really impacts how the rest of the year will go in terms of travel, career, money. Now, your animal oracle card, as well as the numerology for this week, is the number 9, the brown bear spirit. All right, the number 9 is represented by the Virgo energy. All right, and that's the hermit. So coming out of the hermiting phase, taking time out. Right. So truly here, Cancer, I'm going to really chastise you again. If you haven't done the necessary things of like fully recharging yourself, Cancer, you need to do that now. All right, now, because life is only going to be picking up for you from this point forward. All right, and so what I can be telling you is that if you don't come fully recharged when things start happening, then there's going to be a point in time where you just are running on emptiness, and then you have to stop, and then the opportunities, things could go by. All right, for Cancer. But I feel like, and maybe this is me just being optimistic, I feel like you have been in that hermiting state, that resting period, for a long time now. And so maybe these cards are just coming in really affirming your decisions currently, Cancer, and like what you've decided on from like the past few months till up until recently for you, Cancer. All right, so you're doing the right choices. Just do not make the mistake in like recharging just a little bit, Cancer, and then going back out and running on empty fumes again. Fill yourself up, fill your cup up completely, because 2023 for you has a lot of beautiful potential. So that's the weekly tarot reading that I have for you today, Cancer. Hopefully something in here resonated with you. If it did, you already know what to do, darling. As well, Minopond Tarot, my friend here on YouTube, you probably have seen his videos, has a spiritual newsletter that's completely free to sign up. And I just love the content that he's planning on doing for there. So I'll leave a link to his place, winningpond.com, for you to check out, and I'll connect you sometime in the near future. Bye, y'all.